Okay, great. Now that we know more about the Jupyter Notebook dashboard, we can examine the shell and see how to code in Jupyter. First, the field you see here is called a cell. That's where you'll provide text and code. Second, remember that there are two modes in which you can manipulate Jupyter cells. You're currently in command mode. This mode involves manipulating, or better, organizing the notebook as a whole. We'll explore some of the associated functionalities in a minute. The other mode, edit mode, allows you to write and edit text or code. To access it, either click the gray box labeled as the input field, or select the cell and press Enter. Once you've done that, you'll be able to see the cursor, so you can start typing code. To close edit mode, click elsewhere on the document or press the Escape button. Naturally, as you do any of the two, you'll return to command mode. This is why the cursor disappeared. If you want to ensure you are in command mode, just press Escape. Doing so will always get you out of edit mode. The blinking cursor is your best indication that you're ready to start typing code. When you see it, you're in edit mode. If it's not visible, which can happen after pressing Escape or clicking outside a cell, you've entered command mode instead. Since I'd like to write some code now, I'll hit Enter again. I'll type a short code line defining x as a list of 4 numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. After that, I can ask the computer to display this list by typing x and running the cell. I can execute these commands in several ways. The first is to hold Control and press Enter. By doing this, the machine will execute the code in the cell, and I will stay there, meaning I will not have created or selected another cell. So I'll also go back to command mode. Observe that an output field with the same number as the input field appeared. Input and output fields of the same number are always grouped. The output represents the machine's response to the code provided in the corresponding input. Please note that you cannot modify the output per se. You can only change the code and execute the cell again if necessary. For example, to add the integer 5 to your list, switch back to edit mode, type 5, then hold Control and press Enter again. See? The output has changed, displaying the value of 5 in the list too. The second option allows for more fluid code writing. To execute the same code, hold Shift and then press Enter. The previous 2 lines are executed and a new cell where you can write code is created. Please note that when using Shift and Enter, a new cell will be created only if there's no cell after the one you are currently typing in. In other words, I'll now try running the cell above again. To do that, I will select it by clicking somewhere on its area and then use the same keyboard combination, Shift and Enter. In this case, Jupyter will navigate me to the next cell in command mode, not edit mode. A third way to run the cell would be to press the tiny triangle icon here in the top menu. This option works exactly like using the Shift and Enter keyboard combination. Finally, Alt and Enter runs the current cell, adds a new one below, and puts you in edit mode, so you can keep coding right away. See? Interestingly, when you work with more complex code that requires tougher calculations from the computer, a little star will appear over here, inside the square brackets next to the cell while running the code. Sometimes this process takes too long to complete, so to interrupt it, or break it as some might say, pressing the classical stop symbol can do that for you. In this lesson, we presented the Jupyter Essentials. After some practice, the meaning behind the few options we discussed will undoubtedly become second nature to you. In the next lesson, we'll further explain how to become an even more autonomous Jupyter user. See you there!